Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So as I promised that we are going to talk about SQL joins in this particular training, in this particular series, and it will be very interesting. So we know that SQL means structured query language, which is a common query language for all the SQL-based databases like Oracle, MySQL Server, SQL Server, Postgres, and everything. So it's a common language. The syntax and everything almost will remain same across all the databases. Here and there, some basic differences are available, provided by the respective database servers. But SQL join concept will remain same. Okay, always remain same. And SQL join is the most important thing that you have to learn because practically you have to use it. For example, let's see there are two things. For example, let's see there is an employee table, right? And there is one department table. So in employee table, I have some data in the form of rows and columns. In department table also, I have some data in the form of rows and columns. Then I want to check that, okay, yeah, there is a one more table that is a cap table or cap facility table, right? And I want to check that, okay, how many employees from this particular department, how many of them are having the cap facility. So from the three different tables, I want to create one single table over here in the form of result. So I wanted, okay, yeah, this employee ID, okay, and from this particular department, and this is a kind of cap he's having, and these are the monthly charges that I have to deduct, something like this. So let's see employee ID 1 from the let's see any department, HR department, and what kind of cab that he's having, single sharing or multi sharing. For example, let's see he's having single sharing cab, and what are the monthly charges? Let's see 5,000 INR monthly charges, like that. So I want to combine the data from different tables. So this department employee ID is coming from this table, department is coming from this table, cab and monthly charges are coming from cab, a facility table, like that, right? So when we design the tables, three tables will be there, but when we in between, we have to hit SQL joins query over here so that we will get the combined data from the different tables. This is the meaning of joins. It's a very common use case. You join any company if they're using SQL based databases. You have to be really good in SQL joins. Either you are doing API testing also, it's very common. In the backend testing, you have to hit the data, and then from the API, whatever the data that you are getting it, what is the guarantee you are getting the correct data? So you have to go to the database, hit the query, and validate the data. SQL joins will be a single query. You can hit from your programs also, from the Java, PHP, or Python, whatever the code that you are writing it, you can use it from there as well. Same thing in the UI testing also, whatever the data is getting appeared, let's say you hit a query from the order management system, and then how many orders for that particular table. So there are two tables will be there. One is the users table, and another one is what? Another one is the order table. So from both the tables, I want to fetch the data. So I'll hit my SQL join. You must have heard about that, okay, inner join or outer join or something like this. So from the SQL join, I'll be getting that, okay, yeah, from this particular user ID, right? And this is the order ID, and this is the expiry date or expiry date of that particular order, or this is the return date or something like this. I will fetch the multiple columns and multiple data from these two tables, like that. So we have to hit some specific SQL join over here. So it's a very good use case. Everywhere you have to use it. Either you join one e-commerce company or any mobility service, Uber, Ola, Swiggy, Zomato, Netflix, Walmart, Amazon. Everywhere you have to hit SQL joins, and it's a very common database practice that everyone is using it. Okay, so next thing is that how to practice. That's the important thing, right? How will you practice SQL databases? So I won't recommend. There are multiple online platforms are there where you can hit the SQL joins and everything, but I would advise you that first is online. You must have seen in my previous videos also that I was doing some online things over there, but I would prefer that, okay, you download dedicated MySQL server, or let's say Oracle database server on your system. But it's again a pain that either you download through Docker containers, so you have to set up the entire Docker on your system. That I won't prefer for you guys as of now, because I want a quick solution to practice. And I really want to give a real-time exposure, real-time look and feel of the MySQL server so that you can relate and you will not feel alien when you join a company. So you have to download MySQL server, but I would advise you that MySQL server is actually coming with the Xampp. Xampp is what? Xampp is cross-platform. PHP and Perl. This is a full form of this. So it will give you a complete bundle package. You will get cross-platform, means you can execute this Xampp on multiple environments, sorry, multiple operating systems like Linux, Mac, and Windows. It will give you one Apache server, MySQL database. You can create some application with the help of PHP and Perl. Also, you can do that. So we don't need any other thing. We just need MySQL server. And I need a very simple installation and basic configuration. So Xampp will give it to you. It's a good learning for you guys. Okay, most of the PHP developers, the Perl developers, they use in the backend with the database with MySQL, Apache as a Tomcat server, they are using it, and then they are using Xampp concept over there, right? So if you see the full form of WAMP and Xampp, WAMP stands for Windows Apache MySQL PHP, and Xampp stands for cross-platform, cross-operating system Apache MySQL PHP and Perl. So this is what you have to. We are going to download Xampp on your system. It is compatible with Mac and Windows. So today I'll show you how to install, configure Xampp on your Windows laptop. I have one Windows laptop, so I'm gonna show you over there now. I simply search for Google and then simple write download for Windows. You simple go to their first link. You simple, yeah, let's go to this one, and you have to download directly from here. You can simply download. So there are multiple download versions available. Download for Windows, download for Linux, download for operating systems. If you really want to download the previous one, so Xampp for Windows is having 8 and PHP 8. So if you really want to go back to the previous one, then this is the option for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac OS. For Mac people, you can download this one. The latest one is a 7.3. For Mac user, I would advise you that I would advise you to download this one. This is the most stable one instead of 8. So 8 is recently launched. So I would take this one, download 64-bit. So this I'm not going to download in front of you guys because it's already there. It will take some time to download. Make sure you are connected with the internet, obviously, that you are able to access that. So I'll directly go to my downloads. See, this is the file they will give it to you. You can see this is the installer file they will give it to you after downloading it. It's around 16709 KB. So what you have to do, you simple double click on this particular installer and it will start just like normal Java that we install, just like a normal software. Next, 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 and accept the license agreement, and then it will, a typical installer, it will behave like that. Launching it. So I'm not going to show you completely because it's already there. And Bitnami is the name. It's giving you one warning that user account on your system, some function of Xampp are closely restricted. So we are not bothered about it. Just click on OK. And this is a Xampp installer, guys. You just need to keep clicking on next. So I'll show you a couple of things, right? Don't unselect anything. If you really don't want PHP and Perl, you can remove that. But let it be like that. It's very lightweight. I want MySQL. I want Tomcat. I want PHP, my admin also. But right now I'm using all of them. Okay, but it's up to you. Make sure these three options: Apache, MySQL, after that Tomcat, after that PHP, my admin, should be selected. Other than that, you can ignore it if you don't want to use them. But let it be like that. Click on next, and it will be available under your Xampp. It will be installed over there. And you simply click on next. It's saying the folder is not empty. Please select a different folder, because I have already used this particular. It's already there. So I'm not going to download it. I'm just going to delete it. Okay, from here, I just want to abort the installation process. Please, guys, you guys can do it easily. And I'll show you. You go to the C drive, and in the C drive, once you install everything, it will show you the Xampp folder over here completely like that, right? Now in the Xampp folder, there are multiple folders, multiple MySQL based libraries and installers, libraries, and everything is available. So do not do anything from here. You can directly start the Xampp directly from here. Other than that, once the installer is done, you simply do one thing. You simply search, go to the search, and simply write Xampp over here and open this Xampp control panel. Right, so this is the most important thing. This is the control panel. It will give it to you a simple basic UI look and feel for that. What you have to do, that we are not bothered about FileZilla and Mercury and then Tomcat. These are the logs. It will be there, and I cannot zoom in, guys. Please try to see that. I hope the font size is good. What you do first, you have to start the Apache over here, because Xampp is running on the Apache. You click on start, and you can configure it also. Different configuration files are available, but those are not important right now, so don't change any configuration. So just let it be like that. You simply click on start. When you see that Apache got started, it's running on port number 80 and 443. It means you can hit your HTTP and HTTPS also. Then we have to start with MySQL service. We have to use that, and you simply click on start. So first we have to start Apache, or on top of Apache, MySQL server is running. So this is a Xampp server actually. On that Xampp server, MySQL is running, and the by default port number is 3306 over here, right? So MySQL server is running on this particular port number. So tomorrow, if we really want to connect with the database through your Java code, through JDBC or connectivity, in that case, you need localhost 3306 IP address and the port number. You have to use that. Okay, so both are started. Other than that, don't start anything. What you just need to do, simple directly click on admin over here for the MySQL. When you click on admin and see the URL, it's saying localhost php my admin. You can directly hit this URL also, and you will see the complete look and feel, the actual look and feel of the MySQL database server. And this is what the where in the real-time companies, that real-time projects, you have to work like that. Okay, now in real-time projects, sometime maybe you will be using some different tool just to hit the query, but the database will remain same. So in the background of the Xampp, database is already there. You can create your databases, you can create your tables, rows and columns and everything. You can create that. Now we know that whenever we have to hit the query, we have to hit the query on a table. Either it is select query, either it is a update query, delete query, or any any get query, whatever the current operation that you want to perform it, or you want to hit any SQL joins or something. So first thing, you have to create your database. So simply you go to a new over here. See, the by default some databases are already available. You can see these are the databases. This is the icon of database. So if you go to the MySQL, some tables are already available in this particular database, right? These are the basic default tables are already available. So don't change anything. We will create our own database, right? So some test sample database is also available. You can create some table over here. Right now it doesn't have any table, but I'm not bothered about these databases. I'm going to create a new one over here. So let's create a new one. You simply go to new. So it's saying create a database over here. So database name, for example, any database name that I'm going to create, I'm going to create a database that let's see, any shopping website that we are working upon. I simply say shopping is my database, right? Or any name that doesn't matter, music or shopping or e-commerce or Amazon, whatever that you want to create. So let's say I'm going to create a shopping, and this is the normal schema that you have to select. So don't change anything, let it be like that. And these are the already databases are already available. It's going showing the list also, and you simply click on create over here. So it's saying that database shopping got created and it will be listed over here. When you click on it, it's saying you have to create a table now. So now, for example, you can create a table directly from here, or you can create table from SQL from here as well. So you can see that, okay, run SQL queries on database shopping. So what we have to do now, we have to hit a query. You can directly create a table. So I'll show you how to create a table as well directly from here. So when you go there, you simply click on here and then give a table name. So for example, let's say I'm going to give a table name. My table name is student table, and total number of columns I want only, let's say 2 columns, and you simply click on go. Okay, and it's saying that, okay, what will be your column names? So let's say the column name will be the first column, student ID. I simply say student name, and a student name, what is the type of name? It will be text type or varchar. So let's say I'll select the text type over here, that the student name will be the text type. And length, whatever the length you want to give, you can give that. Any default value you want to select that. Okay, so let it be like that. It can have null. Okay, so null also you can select over here. So I'm not going to select it. I just simply click on it and then click on save. Okay, so you can see that, okay, 2 columns are there in this particular student table. That ID and name got created, but we have not inserted the data. So how will you insert the data? For inserting the data, you have to hit a query over here, right? So this is the first thing, that if you really want to hit a query, what is my table name? My table name that I have created, the student name, right? I hope it's visible. So you see, select start from student table, and that's it. And then you hit this particular query, you click on go. So right now we don't have any data. So it's saying a blank value, ID and name columns are available, but we don't have any data for that. So how will you insert the data in a particular table? So this is what we have to learn now. It's not case sensitive. You can use small letter, capital letter. It doesn't matter over here. For example, let's say I simple write insert query over here, that insert into, and then you have to write the table name. My table name is a student, and values you have to use, and then what type of values that you want to write. So let's say student name, and then I simple say that student name is Tom. So this is the first query that I have written. And likewise, let's say you want to enter multiple records, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm just changing the different student ID, 1, 2. Fine. So these are the students I have used. So what exactly I'm going to do that? I'm going to hit this particular query. So what you can do that, hit insert these 5 values and select the data also directly. And then you simple run your query by clicking on go button. See, it's hitting and it's saying row got inserted, first row, second row, third and fourth row, and it's saying the data over here. So just because of we have written select start from student table. Now you can see ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the name is Tom, Naveen, Lisa, Peter, Robert, right? Like that. Now there is another way of creating a quick query over here. Directly, you don't need to create any table. Okay, if you really want to avoid the table from here, you want to give your own schema, okay, for a particular table, then how will you do that? For that, what you have to do, you have to use create and insert together. So first you have to use create and whatever the table name. Now the next table name, let's say I want to create a music table. Table name is music, and then what are the different columns that you want to give? So for example, let's say I want to say that music name, this is the first column, and then I'll be using a name. Let's say the column name will be in a small letter, and the name will be what? The name will be a text type. Second thing is that um, who is the music director? So I simple say that music director also will be in text type, like that. So I simple return that name and this director. These are the two columns should be there in that particular table. Now I simple write my insert query once again. So simple write insert what is into, right? Let me just open the caps lock, into, and into which table? Into music table. So see, it will be auto appeared over here. Let's see music, and auto appear will happen once the table is got created. So this is the advantage you will be getting it instead of some online practice. Better you do it in over here. So let's see music name and the director. So let's see I simple write my first music name is something like this, and director is, let's see I simple write Preetham over here, right? Like this. So let's say I want to enter 3 values, value number 1, value number 2, value number 3, and let's see I simple write music is Dil Se. Okay, 3 things that we have written for Preetham music, whatever I've simple write. Okay, something like this. So these are the 3 values I'm going to insert, and then I want to select the values from this particular table. So select star from the table name is music, right? And I'll hit all these queries. So first it will create the table, then it will insert 3 data, and then I'm going to get it there. Later on, you can update it and delete queries also. You can hit it. So let's click on go, and let's see. Oops, it's saying something over here that SQL syntax error, that near music name at line number 1. Okay, this is a create. We forgot one thing over here, guys. Table is also we have to write. Okay, let's run it again. Now, awesome. You can see that table got created. This table music, and 3 rows got inserted. Row number 1, 2, and 3. And then it's saying the data. Select a star from music. You can see page 3, Dil Se, and we don't talk anymore. And these other directors are available right now, like that. Got it. So how many tables we have created? Now we have created back to this SQL, and then you can see that music and student table. If you hit the select query from student as well, okay, you can remove here one, that's not important. After every query statement, put a semicolon over here, so that if you really want to execute the multiple queries, this is the first rule that we have to follow. And it's not compulsory to write in the single quote, so that you can remove it. You can directly write, see now the music and the student both will be appeared over here, and I simply write music over here as well, like this. So music and student got okay created. For this, it's not compulsory to write semicolon because we don't have any next query statement available, so you can ignore it. Now I'm going to run both the queries together. Sorry. So just hit it, and you can see that it's saying that from the music, 3 rows, and from the student, 5 rows are available. Right. So this is the first setup, guys, that everyone has to do that to proceed further. It's totally up to you. You can use some other queries, online query tools also available. We have something like a JDoodle or something that also you can use it. So if you really want to practice for that, if you don't want to use this Xampp, but this is strictly I would recommend, please use it. It will give you a lot of confidence, and it's very easy setup. Within 5 minutes you can start it. But still, if you're not able to do that or you don't want to do that, so you simply go to Doodle SQL compiler, something like this. Okay, and you can do some online practice directly over here. So just simple click on this, and here you can directly hit the queries over here. You can see that. See here also same thing, create table, insert, and select the data from this particular table, and then select the interactive way and click on execute. But it will be a little slow. You can see that, okay, 10, 25, 35 data is coming over here as well. So you can directly hit it. There are multiple online SQL editors are available. You can use any of them like that. Okay, so that's all for this particular video. In the next video, first I'll tell you how to install, or maybe separate video for that on a MacBook. And then the first thing will happen with respect to joins, and then we will see different types of joins like cross join, inner join, left join, outer join, right outer join, full join, Cartesian product. Everything we will be covering in a very good practical way with all the different combinations like primary key, foreign key, and all such things. So it will be a good learning. And after that, no one can beat you in SQL. You can easily crack any question at a time of interview with respect to joins. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching Naveen Automation Labs. I hope you really liked it. In case of any issues, feel free to put in the comment section. I'll be definitely reply over there. And take care, and God bless you all. Bye bye.